Right, let's get one thing straight. When you think of Sweden, you probably think of meatballs, flat-pack furniture you can't assemble, people who are bafflingly good-looking. But you should be thinking about something else. In the middle of all this mechanical mayhem, two chaps, Asser Gabrielsson and Gustaf Larsson, had a thought. They looked at the cars being imported into Sweden, these fragile American and European machines, and saw they were completely useless for their country. They were flimsy, unreliable, and about as safe as juggling chainsaws. A brilliantly simple, earth-shatteringly profound thought. These two weren't just dreamers. Gabrielsson was a sharp-suited economist, and Larsson was a brilliant engineer. The name they chose, Volvo, it means I roll. It's simple, direct, and powerful, a bit like the cars they wanted to build. On April 14, 1927, the first ever Volvo car, the OV4, trundled out of the factory gates in Gothenburg. It was nicknamed Jakob. It was made from the finest Swedish steel, engineered to withstand the worst the world could throw at it. Their fundamental principle was clear, and has echoed through the decades. Cars are driven by people. The guiding principle behind everything we make at Volvo is safety. Let's talk about those early Volvos. The OV4, or Jakob, was the start, but it was just the opening act. The real genius of early Volvo was in understanding its environment. While other car makers chased fashion, Volvo chased function. The chassis were over-engineered. The bodies were made of thick-gauge steel. The engines were designed for reliability over outright performance. The follow-up to the Jakob was the PV4, a closed-top saloon. A much more sensible proposition for a country that spends half the year frozen solid. One iconic early model, the PV 444, launched in 1944, full production after the war. The first Volvo with unitary construction, body and frame as one piece. These early cars weren't just vehicles, they were tools for living. They allowed doctors to reach remote patients in the depths of winter, and families to travel across the country with a new sense of security. Every component, from the excellent heater to the suspension, was designed for the harsh Nordic reality. Tough, dependable, could take astonishing punishment, cementing Volvo's reputation. This focus on purpose over posture is what made early Volvos legends. This single idea set the course for decades to come. Now we get to the bit that truly defines Volvo: safety. Other car companies talked about it, but Volvo lived it, breathed it, and engineered it into the very soul of their vehicles. A quiet, unassuming engineer at Volvo named Niels Bolin was about to invent something that would save more lives than any other single automotive innovation. In 1959, Volvo introduced the three-point seatbelt as standard equipment in the Volvo Amazon and PV 544. It was designed to spread the force of a collision across the strongest parts of the human body, the pelvis and the ribcage. Volvo held the patent. They could have made a fortune from it. They could have licensed it. But they didn't. They made the patent completely open and available to other manufacturers for free. The three-point belt was just the beginning. Volvo established a crash test lab in 1964 and created a traffic accident research team. Rear-facing child seats, side impact protection, rollover systems, laminated windscreens, collapsible steering columns. They followed methodically. They weren't just building cars, they were building mobile safety cells. This relentless pursuit of safety set standards across the industry. While many know Volvo for its sensible family estate cars, the story is much, much bigger than that. The same principles of durability, quality, and reliability that defined their cars were applied to a whole other world. Heavy machinery. The first Volvo truck rolled out of the factory in 1928, just a year after the first car. Over the decades, Volvo trucks grew into a global powerhouse, efficient, driver-focused, and renowned for safety. Volvo buses became a leader in public transportation, safe, comfortable, built for heavy duty. Volvo construction equipment builds the diggers, loaders, and haulers that construct our modern world. Sophisticated, safe, and efficient. If you've ever been on a motorway or seen a construction site, you've seen Volvo workhorses hauling everything from fresh food to building supplies day in and day out. This diversification solidified Volvo's identity as a company that builds the fundamental machinery of modern civilization. From the family car to the 40-ton articulated hauler, Volvo builds things that work and keep on working. You might think a company obsessed with safety and practicality would be about as exciting on a racetrack as a librarian at a rock concert. But then, in the 1980s, Volvo decided to take its brick, the 240 Turbo, and go racing in the European Touring Car Championship. The world laughed. And then the absurd happened. The Volvo won. The flying brick blasted past more glamorous rivals, turbocharged and fierce. Volvo proved safety and performance could coexist. Motorsport success changed public perception. Models like the 850 and the T5R, developed with help from Porsche, proved Volvo could be a sleeper performance brand. American families fell in love with cavernous, safe estates. The brand signaled responsible, educated buyers. Volvo pulled off a balancing act, safety plus performance, and global expansion followed. It became a worldwide player selling on every continent while holding to core principles: safety, quality, durability, since 1927. The brick had learned to fly. Even the most solid companies faced change. In 1999, Volvo sold its car division to Ford. Ford created the premier automotive group. Jaguar, Land Rover, Aston Martin, and Volvo seemed a fit on paper. Ford's investment helped modernize the lineup. The first-generation XC90 was a phenomenally successful, safe SUV. But the marriage wasn't always happy. There was pressure to share platforms and components that clashed with Volvo's uncompromising engineering. The 2008 financial crisis hit hard. Ford needed cash and decided to sell Volvo. In 2010, Volvo Cars was acquired by Zhejiang Geely Holding Group. Many were skeptical, but Geely did the opposite. They gave Volvo money and freedom. A massive injection for R&D. Volvo designs its own platforms and develops its own engines, doubling down on Swedish identity and core values. The result? A string of critically acclaimed cars. The new XC90, S90, XC60. Far from being diminished, the brand is stronger, more luxurious, more confident. The Geely era let Volvo compete with the German giants while being itself. If Volvo's first mission was to protect the people inside the car, its new mission is to protect the world outside it. The internal combustion engine's days are numbered. Volvo has committed itself to an all-electric future. The company has boldly stated its ambition to be fully electric by 2030, phasing out all cars with internal combustion engines, including hybrids. The first steps are already here, XC40 Recharge and C40 Recharge leading the way. This is more than powertrains. Volvo is incorporating recycled textiles, bio-based materials, reducing plastics and leather use. They're tackling the environmental impact of the entire manufacturing process, aiming for climate-neutral global manufacturing by 2025. Through sister brand Polestar, Volvo pushes electric performance and sustainable design, while Volvo serves the premium mainstream. This holistic approach shows Volvo's vision isn't just building electric cars but becoming a truly sustainable and responsible business. The same old Volvo principle, caring for people, applied on a planetary scale. As we look towards the horizon of the automotive world, two words dominate the conversation: autonomous and connected. Volvo is helping to lead it, always through its unique lens of safety and human-centric design. To achieve autonomy, Volvo invests in advanced sensors, powerful computing, and sophisticated software. LiDAR gives a highly detailed, three-dimensional view of the world, especially in difficult weather or lighting conditions. Self-driving tech could eliminate accidents altogether, fulfilling Volvo's Vision 2020. No one killed or seriously injured in a new Volvo. For Volvo, autonomy isn't just convenience. It's about safety and creating a calm, human-centric environment. Connectivity powers new infotainment co-developed with giants like Google. Seamless and intuitive. Vehicle-to-everything communication will create a collaborative safety network, warning cars of danger before a human can. No matter how advanced the car will always feel like a Volvo, safe, dependable, and designed with respect for people. So after nearly a century of rolling, what is the legacy of this Swedish car maker? Is it the boxy estate cars, the turbocharged racing bricks, or the commitment to electric power? The answer is all of those things. Volvo's true legacy is the simple, unwavering principle established on day one. Cars are driven by people, and their safety is paramount. This single idea has been the company's North Star, guiding it through technology, style, and ownership changes. They changed the world by giving away the three-point seatbelt, an act of corporate altruism that has saved over 1 million lives. They forced the entire automotive industry to take safety seriously, not as a luxury option, but as a right. From crumple zones to curtain airbags and laminated glass, Volvo's obsession with safety is embedded in almost every vehicle on the road today. Volvo's story is of quiet confidence and intelligent rebellion. The technology changes, but the mission remains the same. And for that, we should all be grateful.